Let's do a test. What do we test? This is DC1, right? Let us assume that we want to add a new client and call that client 2. So we want to tell the DNS table, I'm going to add client 2 now, and anytime I refer to client 2, this is the IP address. So let us do it. We come here and we say new host, new A record. We'll do more about A record on this. But basically, A record simply means you are giving a name of a system or a domain as client 2, in this case, is a host, and then you are giving the IP address and asking and saying that the IP address for that system is 192.168.100. We use 12, we use 15. You want to try 13 now? Dot 13. All right. So what it's simply saying is, anytime somebody says, I am going to client 2, this is the road to show to the person. Point that person to this IP address. All right. The host client2.sip.com was successfully created. Awesome. So it's done. So now we have client 1, we have client 2. All right. So what do we expect? We expect this to be automatically replicated on the other side if our DNS replication is actually working. All right. So maybe we just want to refresh and then come back here and refresh as well and see if it's not done. Okay. I see client 1, I don't see client 2. Oh, look at that. Transfer from master. All right. So I need to say transfer from master, transfer new copy of Zoom from master. Yeah. Basically, first of all, transfer the original from master. You should have done that. And then, okay. Then now transfer. Okay, still working. Okay, that one is grayed up. So now that is transferred, let's refresh. Let's refresh. All right, it's right there, client 2. Look at it. So that which we edited here has been replicated here. All right, just by saying transfer from master. All right, of course, the system would do it, but we'll do it intermittently, maybe every 15 minutes or so, but we needed to see it instantly, so we needed to see, make a copy from master so that you have your own copy. All right, so that is how to create a replica or to replicate your DNS server. Any question? Do you have the notes? Because I realized I don't have your email addresses. So how did I send the note? That means I have not sent the note to you.
You sent it via WhatsApp, actually.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Mr. Aki, can I send you my email now?
No, not in class, after class.
Okay, okay.
For the time being, I'll still make this available. I'll make the note available on WhatsApp for now. And subsequently, from next class, we'll be sending through.
Okay.
All right. So do you understand now the meaning of DNS and how simple it is to configure these things once you understand the meaning? All right. Beautiful. Okay. I said beautiful because your silence means yes, I understand. Okay. We just what happened here? We just did that. We just did test. We just tested DNS service. So everything we did is just on the primary. You go to DNS tools. You go to we did just that. Then on the backup, the secondary one, we went there. We say, okay, we've already done it, so there's no need to look at it. If we had any issues doing it, then we'll quickly come back here and say, what are we doing? Right? So to test it, we added a new record. And then whatever record we added here, we saw on the other side. Automation, finally, remember to add the new backup DNS. All right. And then I'll leave this trick to you as an exercise. Create a backup DNS server. That exercise might be too tough. Okay. So this one is just saying, if you have server call, do you know what server call is? Server call is when you install. All right, so server call means when you install your server operating system, not as a GUI, not as the one we installed was the Enterprise Desktop Edition. But you can also install it without, just install the core without the peripherals, without the GUI, without all of this. So just the core only, the real thing. This graphic environment is just for ease of use. It's not the real thing. The real thing is the core. The operating system will have the core, actually called the kernel, and then you have the surrounding part. Don't worry about all of that. But basically, we are saying, let me show you. So I'm saying that, where's my DC2? Remind this. Which DC? This DC2. Where's my DC? This. Okay. We are done with this. Let me go back to 7 minutes. Okay. All servers. All servers. So I can come here and say manage server, add servers. All right. We had a situation where I had to use the remove roles yesterday. You remember? Or mistakenly installed something we didn't want. So we came here and we said remove roles. Well, this time, if you want to say add server, and then you can look for servers. Here are the, in fact, let us do it right away. So this is DC1. So if we take DC2, and then we add it there, and we say, okay, DC2 is now also appearing here. So instead of going back and forth DC from here to DC2, from DC2 to here, we can now centrally manage both servers from this central location. That's just the idea. I can double click DC2 now, or right click and take any of these functions, and I'll be working directly on DC2 instead of having to open DC2 windows to work on this. All right. So what that paragraph was saying is, if I had a Windows core where it does not have the graphic user environment for me to be able to use my mouse, I can still manage it well just by coming here and say add server, take that window core installation, look for it here, I'll see it, Windows core, I'll click it, I'll add it, and then I'll say okay, and it will appear here, and I'll now use the graphic environment of this one to manage that. That's what it is. All right, so this is online, and it's doing fine. This is online, it's doing fine. Cannot manage. This is online, but it's not doing fine. It's a client. What's it doing here? We're talking about servers. So it's telling you cannot manage client-based operating system from here. It's the wrong place to be. You don't need it here. It's not your place. What do? Look for a way to remove it. All right. Somewhere remove server. Okay, that's it. All right. So these two are fine. If you refresh now, it's our refresh button. You didn't have any problem. All right. So Basically, I'm saying that you can have multiple servers, your print server, your file server, your web server, and you can manage all of them centrally. As long as they are on, they are switched on, you don't need to be moving from one place to another, looking for which server to manage. You can manage them all by adding them. All right. All right. So don't tell them you cannot manage core server. You can manage core server within the GUI environment of your current server. All right. Questions? 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 There are no questions, then we'll move to a new topic then. I was thinking there'll be no questions to keep us busy. We'll move to IS, but before we go to IS, I'm still here to take questions from the previous. Yeah, we've looked at all of this in detail, all of them. I wonder if there's anything left for you to even practice in your own. Literally practiced everything here. But I'll deliberately leave this one for you, not to practice. There's something I'm leaving here for you to practice in. Have something challenging and not just have everything so simply done for you. I'll leave this one. This create reverse lookup. You do that one by yourself. What is reverse lookup and what does just be like? I already explained this one, but it'd be nice if you can just practice it. Okay. So with what you know so far, you can now apply for the position of Windows Server Administrator.